Oh, hi.
Morning.
Hi, folks. Is anybody there?
Yep.
Yep. Who's yep?
Yep, it's Suzanne.
Hi, Suzanne. Welcome,
Hi.
dear.
Thank you. Welcome to you.
And who? I beg your pardon?
Gooder Simran.
Hi, Gooder Simran. Glad to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, Suzanne?
Yes.
I'm still waiting for that picture of your the bride dress.
Oh, my intuition must be really good. I thought you were going to say that. I did. But I looked, and the pictures are not. I have to take a new picture. They're not. Don't show the dress. I'm so surprised. So I have to take one that would show it.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, I'm definitely paying attention to it.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Okay, and who else is here?
Good, everybody.
Hi, sweetie. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. What's East Texas like today?
Oh, it's sunny and warm. Beautiful.
Oh, that's good.
How's the mountains in New Mexico?
Oh, they're good. They're good. We have had a little haze today, which is strange, but anyway. Yeah. Okay, good to have you here, dear.
Thank you.
So is
good
Ranjit
to be
here, too? Is Ranjit here? Okay, well, maybe she'll listen. Okay,
Paula's
so who else
here.
is here?
Paula's here.
Who?
Paula.
Paula. Hi, Paula. How are you?
Good. You?
Good. Good. Tell me again where you're from.
Santa Fe with Tomas and Rachmani.
Oh, right. How could it possibly slip my mind? Well, good. Glad to have you all.
Thank you.
So now who else is here?
Sadanam.
Hi, Sadanam. How are you?
I'm doing good.
You sound good. You sound very cheery. Good. And who else is here? Anybody else?
Jagat Prem.
Jagat Prem. Where are you from, dear?
It's me, Ciro. That's my spiritual name. In Odessa.
Oh, you got a spiritual name. Oh, that's wonderful. So tell me again where you're from. Oh, now wait a minute. Let me guess. You're from Odessa, Texas.
Yes.
Yay. How have you been?
Good. I've been listening to the Teletalk, on the recorded, but I haven't had a chance to get in here with you live, so I'm live now.
He's live. Okay, good. And you're the friend of Guru Ravi.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Good. Welcome. And who else is here?
Hari Munder.
Hari Munder, how are you, dear?
Doing great.
Oh, good. I bet everything at your cabin is exquisite.
It is wonderful. Yes.
Oh, God bless. Well, good. Hari Munder stayed with me while she was at the immersion for this past month. It was a delight. I kept finding yogi tea in my refrigerator. It was wonderful. And who else is here? Hordes of angels, we're going to say. Who else is here? Okay, so we might as well get started, huh? Okay, so now please begin long deep breath from the belly through the nose. That's it. Long, deep breath. And inhale to begin. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Please join. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Long deep breath. That's it. Keep up. That's it. Keep up the long deep breath. And now you can press star 6 to mute yourself. There's a lot of motion going on with somebody's phone. Getting smooshed around. Okay, tell you what. Okay. Oh, good. It stopped. Okay, so keep up with long, deep breath. And on the exhale, feel as though the air is coming out of your heart center. Keep up your heart breath. And I will mute us. Good. Keep up the breath. Allow your own self-healing to come through your heart. Good. Now keep up your heart breath and then send it to everybody in the class and receive it as well. Totally powerful network of healing. Good. And now, that beautiful big ball of healing, beautiful active aspect, Please set your own intention for it to move to cover. And definitely send it to the Middle East. That's it. Allow your heart breath, allow your healing energy to move to the Middle East. And inhale. And exhale. And breathe. Okay, sir. Baba Siri Chand is here. He's laying back. He's laying back. He says, do you have any clue who you are? Do you have any clue? He says, sometimes in your meditation you reach a point where you can see with the eyes of God. Sometimes you do. He says, when you see with the eyes of God, don't think that you have taken on somebody else's, he calls it optomyopic, but anyway, don't think that you have taken on the eyeglasses of the Almighty. He said, no, you have just cleaned your windshield. He says, this is you. This is your vision. This is your knowing, because you are the God. Breathe, please. Don't get hung up at all. He says, just keep breathing. He says, don't reject that eyesight. Don't reject your self-identification. Oh, I couldn't be. Who does she think who I am? I think you're God. Don't get into that state. Say, I haven't done all my penances yet. I still have to suffer here a lot more before I have that opportunity. Forget it. Forget it. Just be. Just be. He says, when you relax and just be, then you are yourself. He says, when you're running around like a crazy chicken, you are not yourself. He says, do you understand? He says, do you have a picture of the chicken yard? He says, sometimes I think those little chickens are smarter than you are. He says, now you're not to take that as another guilt situation. Oh, no. He says, that is just the outlay of the very personal, the very myopic visions that you hold on to, that you cling to. He says you cling to it on one hand for its own presence of security. I am not this, I am not that, I could never be. Oh, why doesn't the world treat me right? Right? He says, now I'd like you to start doing your heart breath and blessing all those opinions. Why does not the world work right? Why are we at the brink of war? Why this? What? Why don't I have enough money? Why don't I have enough time? Why don't people like me? Keep up the breath, please. When every one of those things come up, he said, bless it, love it, love it. Love that aspect of yourself. Feel the coziness. He says, I'm not talking to you about love it so that it will continue, but rather love it so that it feels secure enough that it can just relax. Begin to love every one of those aspects. He says, let them come up now. Let them come up. He says, what a divine pleasure. What a divine pleasure. He says, your kindness is so great. Your awareness is so great. He says, what about that thing in the Bible about hiding your light under a bushel? What is your bushel that you're hiding the light? By a bushel, it means a bushel basket. We'll call it a bushel basket. Why are you hiding your light under the basket? The basket is all of those misperceptions, that self-blaming, that annoying, why doesn't the world treat me right? Why do I have to go through this? You hide your light with it. Keep up the breath, heart breath. He says your presence he's like screaming. He says your presence is too valuable to hide under a bushel basket. He says at least get a bigger basket to hold all of that light if you have to do that. Keep up the breath. And actually begin to see your own light. See it. Keep up the breath. He says, keep growing it. Keep growing it. He says, can you begin to glean the precious light that is your source? And he says, if you ever had any concern about telling nasty stories on the Almighty, he says, my dears, this is it. You may not tell any nasty story on yourself. Keep up the breath. Keep up the breath. Because you now are seeing who you are, what you are. Do you understand? It is not only your prerogative to get a glimpse of you, your source, your roots, your tendrils, your very aching heart is actually sourced in the Almighty. He says, let go of the aching. He says, give that aching to the Almighty, so that it may shine it with its huge, huge brilliance. He says you are no longer allowed to tell crummy stories on yourself, to yourself. Do you understand? Things like, oh, I could never measure up. Oh, who am I to do this? And let it go. Would you tell that to the Almighty if it came right in front of you and enveloped you into the most brilliant light? Oh, you are nothing. You can't do anything. Oh, people treat you wrong. I must be bad. Would you do that? Honestly, would you? He says, so how can you disrespect this body, this mind, which is the pure extension of the Almighty? It's the pure presence of the Almighty, but it's fooling itself into believing that it's limited. Can you believe it? It's fooling itself. That's what the course of these lives and deaths is all about. He says, you talk about the Garden of Eden. He says, actually, that was when you started fooling yourself. Now, I'm not telling you whether the tale of the Garden of Eden is true, untrue, or whatever. That's not what I'm telling you. But I am telling you that the process of going through lifetimes, births, and deaths has to do with remembering who you are. It was your greatest pain to split off. But you did it so that you could look yourself in the mirror, so to speak. This, you are now coming around to the opportunity to truly see yourself in the mirror. And this mirror is he calls it the age of hope. It is a pure essence of seeing your true self. He says, you look in that magic mirror on the wall. You look at that magic mirror within your own heart to see the brilliant eyes. He says, see. He says, do your heart breath and then see within your own eyes the brilliance of the Almighty that is showing from within, that is showing through this limited scope of the universe. Keep up the breath. He says, if you have a mirror right there, or if you have one close by, go. Take the phone with you, but go and look at the divine essence that flows through your own eyes. You will see that life. He said, don't overlook it to prove your point. That would be, and the point being that, I'm really nothing. He said that would just be Eeyore. You remember Eeyore? That little donkey guy? I'm nothing. He says, do you really want to be Eeyore? Or do you want to sink into the very experience of your own true self? I'm giving you little doorways, he says, for you to open and to realize who you are. Very natural, very flowing, very open doorways. Keep up your breath and continue gazing into your own eyes. Continue gazing into your own eyes. Find your true self. Find out from your source why you happen to come here. Your own very peculiar, your own very particular course. You just gaze, meditatively gaze, and you will be told. You will be told your destiny. He says you may be told some jokes. He says, laugh, please. Keep up the breath. You may be held. You may be held in truth, in kindness, in coziness. By this, you, your almighty source, your matrix, the blessing of you. He says, this is not far-fetched, my sweet ones. Just do it. He says, you hear these things over and over, and you think, oh, that's nice. But I'm asking you definitely to explore, to experience the reality of you, the truth of you. the bearing of you, which is your total, undeniable, unbendable, absolutely trustworthy soul, your source, your greatness. Keep up the breath. Good. Keep up the breath. Okay, total respect to this extraordinary essence that projects you. It says basically, your source is that of consciousness, pure consciousness. He says your body, your world is all of vibration. He says you perceive it as solid, you perceive it as real, and it is. It's real vibration. But if you could see it from another angle, you would understand that what you are is basically gossamer. He says, feel that, know that. This body, this mind, all your relationships are gossamer. He says that doesn't mean that we're throwing out the importance of any of those. He says, but we are putting it in perspective so that you no longer have to live in chaos. He says, if you live in the push and the pull, in the belief that all is hard and fast stuff, that all is unchangeable, that you were born into the lot that you are, he says, oh, my cherished beings, he says, that will only keep you locked up. He says, what I'm trying to do is to give you bits and pieces of real truth so that you can move from your fixed position, your fixed arena of consciousness. He says, in many cases, I know you've worked hard to gain that because many of you came in as young children, as babies, who were living that gospel. And it was quite a switch, quite a heavy blow to have to live in this hard and fast world. So I know that many of you have worked hard to develop that. He says, bless you. He says, I truly appreciate your patience and your continued work in order to, shall we say, come down to earth. He says, but now, my sweet ones, it's time to integrate with what you have seen and known and experienced as the truth, with what you are living in, he says, in the impeccable present as you. He says, yes, you still have to go to the grocery store, you still have to scrub the toilet, you still have to show up here and there, get stuff done, you still have to do that. He says, but imagine, know that you are the infinite, you are your infinite soul, consciousness, pure light, that has taken on the costume of you, including your mind, your emotions, your body. It is your pure, absolute, infinite light that is doing all of that stuff. Reading books, watching TV, knitting a sweater. Can you imagine? It is the Almighty. The everlasting true God is not separated from these worldly events. not like you clean up on Sunday and go to church and, oh, there's God, but leave it behind the rest of the week. That Almighty is visiting this dimension as you, even as it creates this dimension. As Yogi Bhajan would always say, if you can't see God in all, you can't see God at all. Good. Keep up. Feel the blessedness of the you. He says, feel the heartache that comes up and give it to the preciousness of you. Try it. Try it. Make note of what happens. Let the pure abundance, or the lack thereof, let it come up. And give it to your most cozy and intimate lover, your friend. And what happens? What a depth of shared experience it is. And let that experience fully move through all particles of your body and your mind, your energy system. That shared experience of the Almighty Infinite and the everyday gotta-do stuff, that shared experience between them is the totality of you on this earth. Do you see? Explore it. Wiggle your toes. Know that you're here. Know that you are on this earth. That you have placed yourself in the pure harmony of yourself. He says, such preciousness you are, such preciousness. He says, don't fight it. Just relax. If your mother didn't find you precious, he says, don't worry about it. If your mother did not find you precious, we're so sensitive, we pick that up. We feel that we've come to the wrong place. We feel that our eyes and ears are clouded, that we don't belong here, that we are misfits, that we have to separate from this earth because we find no home here. Oh, precious ones. He says, just forgive your mama. Deeply, not in your mind, but deeply in your most meditative space. Forgive your papa. Maybe he wasn't home, maybe he was, he says maybe he was a misdemeanor in himself. Maybe he felt so hurt so badly that he passed it on. He says, come to the end of the road and with you with that. He says, deeply forgive them. They knew not what they did. Keep up the breath. How precious you are. How precious. He says, on the one hand, you are but a babe, experiencing this whole aspect as though for the first time. He says to tell you how I watched when my little baby, this was many years ago, when she would watch her hand moving and be so fascinated with it. He says that is what it is to be a babe in this new world. In this new world of light, of pure love, pure connection between the almighty infinite consciousness and this apparent living in a world of limitations. He says, you're not really living in limitations. He says, as you stay in this soul state, you will find that the world changes around you. You will understand then how very powerful you are, that the world changes around you. He says you may see or believe or observe that some people change, some people don't change. Stuff keeps happening. All kinds of stuff keeps happening. But watch your participation with it. Watch how you interact. Are you interacting from this exquisite light that you are? Or are you letting the rough and tumble, are you letting that try to change you? Are you letting people's apparent rejection get to you, beat you up and throw you down? Breathe now. Or are you allowing the most exquisite understanding to occur as you are in your center? And when you are in your center, fully seeing without the mask that keeps you small, when you are fully seeing, do you see that anybody who is putting you down and trying to squash you is actually acting out of their own misbehavior, out of their own misunderstanding, out of their own difficulty that they are projecting on you? Do you see? When you see that, why would you engage in a fisticuffs and a fight? That is putting yourself down or getting upset with someone else. Keep up the breath. He says, you are pure. You are holy. You are life itself. You are life itself. Do your heart breath and totally breathe with that. You are life itself. Keep up your preciousness. That's it. Opening. You beautiful flower. You precious light. You are who you are. And inhale. And exhale. And be present. Oh, my dears, he says, now is time to please share so that you understand that this is not a dream, that this is a reality. Share your very real experience of who you are. So he says, who is first? Who is running to the center of this ring, this pure light? Okay. So, he's saying, Paula.
Oh, Paula.
Oops, hold on just a minute.
Paula, you want...
Okay, so Paula, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, come a little closer to the speaker. We can hardly hear you.
Yes.
So, Paula, what is your experience?
Peacefulness and emptiness and serenity.
Good. Have you surrendered to who you are?
Yes.
Isn't it fun?
Very
There's nothing
enjoyable.
to fight. Good. He says that's you, dear. You're getting a big hug and a big kiss. It's actually a very sloppy kiss, but...
Thanks. I needed one. And I plan on giving a few.
He says it's always there for you. Just put your attention there.
Thank you very much.
Oh, God bless you, dear.
I appreciate you very much.
Yes. And Baba Siri Chand says, we both appreciate you.
That's nice to hear.
Yeah. He says, don't forget that. He says, make that your leading truth. Okay? Your leading truth is that you are absolutely appreciated. Okay. Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
And who else would like to step forward?
I can share Siri Gian.
Good. Who is this?
Rahmani.
Oh, it is you. Okay. Yes, dear.
There's an echo. I don't know if you can do anything about that.
The only thing I can do is mute everybody.
And then
I can do that, and then everybody could press *6. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, hold on. And then, Rahmani, wait about 2 seconds and then do *6, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Okay, Rahmani, are you there? Oh, darn, the echo is still there.
Yes, Siri Gian. Siri Gian.
Okay, I'm going to try it one more time. Hold on. Okay, Rahmani, now try *6.
Yes.
Okay, it's working. It's working.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes,
yes,
please contribute.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, as usual, I went into the Semitic stream of Nod, sound current word, and in the Hebrew and in Aramaic, the word for God is I, or I am that I am, or I will be what I will be, or I am becoming what I am becoming. And so I was moving my arms, and so with one arm was the I am that is the infinite self, and then on the other arm is the I am that's in this finite embodiment that sometimes feels separate. And so wherever I would move my arms, they always met at the heart, where that witness self was hanging out, saying, yeah, they're both archetypes for aspects of describing the oneness. So it was very cohesive, and at the same time I was also hearing the mantra that Yogiji gave us, I am thine in mine, myself, Waheguru. So it was a weaving together of those three streams that are reminding us again and again. The I that is the infinite I is the I that appears to be finite and is in some ways, and yet it's not two, it's one, and yet it can be perceived as two, but it keeps coming back to the one, and that's kind of our job, is to keep coming back to the one and then hang out there. I hope more and more of the time knowing the oneness even in the midst of part of me perceiving the duality.
Wonderful, wonderful. So what you're saying is that we're really, in our consciousness, we're moving towards union of what we thought was duality between heaven and earth and realizing it as one.
Yes.
Sort of all places at once. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Cool. Well, that's fun.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, dear.
Thank you, Siri Gian.
Yeah. Now, who else can share? Now, remember, you have to press *6. *6. Oh, is that somebody? *6. Okay, Suzanne, would you press *6?
I did. Yes. Hi.
You did.
I just did. Yeah.
Good.
I'm on it today.
Oh, wonderful.
Good. I actually had something happen like 2 weeks ago, and I was visiting a friend who was very, very psychic, very gentle soul, but a very sad soul. And I spent a week with her, and it was very lovely. And at the end of the week, she said, "You know that you are a sculptor of light." And that's not unlike hearing this today. There's a lot to hear, or who, me, or I don't know where you put it. So you just listen and maybe hold it for a while. And maybe that's her expression of gratitude. Anyway, it was a lot to hear.
Oh, how wonderful. But see, it appears to me that what's happening is that you're moving out of your fixed place of who you thought you were, and we do that for security and connection and so on, to just opening up to become limitless so that you, that you are in the connection of everything and all. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I think, and with more awareness that you know that's what you do. You don't just do it, but you do it with the knowing.
That's right. You don't put yourself out there and say, I'm cut off from everything. You do it the other way. You say, oh, I am connected to all.
Yeah.
And in that way, are you a sculptor of light?
I think so. I really wrestled with that, and I thought, how does she see that? And there is something I do have. If I can bring happiness to people sometimes, I can can see that what would make them happy or lighten their load a little bit. Or maybe I just listen. Maybe it's just about listening. But she
just
felt
what?
Maybe it is about listening to this person, a person who just needs to be heard. But yeah, I do think it is. That through these conversations every Wednesday you start becoming aware of the interconnectedness, that you are helped, and that you're a conduit. That's about. I keep going back to that. You're solely a conduit if you keep it open.
That's right. That's right. And as you realize more and more that you are the conduit, you will find that the source of that conduit is the source, and that's you.
Yeah, that's that step you got to make. That, yeah.
Well,
embrace
time.
Yeah.
Embrace it. Embrace yourself.
Yeah, I like that. I'm going to do that today.
Good. I also believe that your sculptures also shine the light.
Yeah.
You think so?
The only reason they wouldn't is because I would block it. I'm right there.
Now, man, that is truth.
I know. It is.
So there's your choice.
Right. It's a gnarly little part of me that has to go away and embrace it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. No, that gnarly little part, we just love it. Say, oh, you're cute, like a little pug dog. You're so cute. So it can relax. Mm-hmm. Good. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sculptor, maker of light.
Yeah. Pretty
Bless
big.
you. Yeah.
I know.
Really?
Ooh.
What?
It is. It's an overwhelming thought. It's a big sound.
Well, just relax into it. Don't make it small. Just relax into the hugeness. Good deal, dear. Good deal.
Thank you.
Okay, so who else can share with star 6? Somebody like Saranam? Saranam, are you there? Would you like to press star 6 so we can hear you?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. All I heard was Nam. I didn't hear the Sada, so I didn't.
Oh, okay.
It's interesting that you had us work with the mirror, because I've been working a lot with the mirror. In fact, I have a little handheld mirror that I keep by my bed. Today I saw like 3 eyes, yeah, like one. They were all kind of lined up, one in the middle. Mm-hmm. And what I'm experiencing is like the light pattern in the eyes, like, especially like in the morning when I do a session, it's like diamonds. I'm sure it's from the water in the eyes, but they're all like diamond patterns, which is, it's that reminder, that we are that light,
Fabulous.
So I have been doing a completion process with the mirror and how you take who you are right now and you go back and maybe you remember a childhood incident, and what's in the mirror is that little girl, and so you talk with them and complete with them whatever was going on. So it's a powerful process. Oh,
for sure.
Yeah. So
you meet your total self then, right? You meet various aspects of your totality.
Yeah.
And begin to integrate them.
Yes, but God, this morning I just had this beautiful click that the first person who shared talked about the emptiness, and that is our inner space, is this pure, just empty energy. And it's like there's another side of us that says, I've got these negative situations in my life. I've got sickness, I've got strained relationship, everything, just being here. And we think I've got to make those into positives. But it's really, that's just playing with duality, and it'll never get us anywhere, and I think that's why, like, these programs like The Secret and all that, that's why that's playing in the realm of duality. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but it's limited to either getting from a positive or a negative side. And but this pure space of who we are, our divinity, is never touched by the duality, never touched, and we don't get there by being positive. It's just and I think we've got it wrong. Our methods, we think we've got to stuff ourselves with all these positive thoughts and everything, and like, oh, okay, I'm well, I'm this, I'm that, but that's just a good sense of duality. And in this pure space, there is no negativity or positivity. There just is.
I think you hit the nail on the head.
And so when this situation comes up, instead of trying to fix it, a negative thing with a positive thing, if we can move into this neutral space, the neutral mind, without the judgment, without any incompletions within ourselves, then any situation that arises, we can be with it and allow the answers or whatever to flow from that pure space instead of trying to force it to be positive.
Exactly. In other words, covering our insecurities. That's my whole feeling about the secret. That's what's trying to happen. But what you're talking about is to go, the only what you might call security is to let go of it all and go to that place of pure neutrality that we sometimes call shunya, which is the God space. It is the God dimension. It is the center of the universe.
Yeah, and it's not even positive space. It's really empty space, empty energy that is directed by how we move through life. And that's how creation happens. That's how we created this planet. You know, we all did.
Oh, my goodness.
And
That's right. That's right. When we get hung up in judgment, we leave it. We leave it.
Yeah, we all want to run away from that and just say, that's not me, that's not. And what I see, too, is a tendency for people to, like, I hear this all the time, like, I don't want you, you're too negative, I don't want you any longer in my life, so we push them away. But really a part of ourself sits inside them when we do that, so we're really pushing ourselves away.
That's right, it's our own projection.
Yeah.
But this place of emptiness, of neutrality, it's not like we have everyday ennui, boredom, feeling cut off. No, it's more like a space of pure potential, pure power, continuing expansion. Would you say?
Yes, definitely. In fact, that is this thing that gets us stuck in the boredom is playing with this positive and negative space. And we get frustrated and we quit. We give up. You know, and then we don't want to do anything, or we push it away. I'm a great procrastinator. Let's wait till later to do this. You know? You know, so it's
but
like...
instead of pushing it away, if we just surrender to it so that we can use that as a channel to get to this place of pure shunya, which is actually how can I say, a living light, a place of being open, expanding not only from ourselves but expanding to all of creation. Do you find it that way?
Yeah. I mean, it is who we are.
It's not I have to expand. It's like, oh, look what's happening. The light is there. It's flowing.
It's intense energy. Life becomes an intense, energetic experience in that emptiness. You know, I've studied Buddhism, you know, and this concept of emptiness. Like that, I used to hit my head against the wall trying to understand it. And I go, wow, is this what that means? You know, life is just empty until we show up. And if we want to play with that duality, we create a mass. If we come from the space of the neutrality, then it expands, like you say. Life continually expands.
And that's the experience of love. Not the kind with a hook.
Yeah.
But the kind that's just present. Well, thank you for bringing all of this up, dear.
Thank you.
Thank you. Does anybody want to ask her any questions about this or make any comments?
Yes,
I do. Star 6. Yes, Suzanne.
I've never worked with the mirror, but I had the exact experience that Sadhana was talking about, the eyes and the light.
Oh, really?
Well, if you're a sculptor of light, you would see that.
you would see it.
Everybody's seeing the same thing.
Isn't that the most fun?
Well, yeah. Right. Yes, I'm surprised to hear. I'd like to hear what people are seeing because I've never done it before. I have no expectation behind it.
Expectation, very good. No expectation, good.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Excellent.
You can
so
if you sit
all
there.
Belong to the. Huh?
I say if you sit there, you
Go
can
ahead.
actually see your form in different forms also. So yeah, have fun with it. Just sit and.
I did see my form in different forms, but I thought that's just because you're looking long enough. I just thought that's what everyone was seeing, but you're making me think I should look again.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
I'm gonna.
Good.
I thought it was just the way it is when you stare at something long enough.
It's great. It's like what we do in tantric. You stare at the other person. Oh my God, I'm sitting in front of a lion. No, it's a flamingo. It's a. Good. Well, God bless you all. And listen, if anybody, what you all said today, and also people's comments, can you put them on the Facebook group?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to give the address of the Facebook group. It's facebook.com/groups, GROUPS/Soul Answer. Okay? And if you're not a member yet, you just ask to become a member and Kehar will flip the switch and then please contribute. Okay, what a joy to be with all of you light today. Oh, love you all. Okay, so let's bring our palms together and let's feel the joint light. Begin with your heart breath. We are the one light. We are the one within ourselves, bringing the duality together. And we all have, guess what? We all have the same source. But it's, that sets up a big question, doesn't it? Well, as Yogi Bhajan always say, if you can't see God at all, you can't see God at all. So, palms together and inhale. May the long time sun shine upon you. Join me. All love around you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Inhale. And bow to your coziness, to this beautiful light that you are, that we are. God bless you all, and we'll talk next week. Sat Nam.
Sat Nam.